Blessings, everyone. I'm Bill McConnell, a longtime member here at Brown Memorial, and for the past 10 years, I've been a staff member at the Peshuta ZZ Family Learning Camp. 8 times during the past decade, a corps of members from Brown and other churches have traveled to the Upper Sioux community in western Minnesota to help staff a week-long learning camp with members of the Peshuta ZZ Presbyterian Church. The camp features learning stations for reading, math, science, phys ed, and Dakota art. Campers range in age from kindergarten through kindergarten through middle school, and each year we bring our own kids to participate as campers. And high schoolers from our churches here in Baltimore can also serve as camp counselors, just like the adults do. The chance for the kids from our 2 communities to reconnect every summer over the years is one of the most wonderful parts of the camp. Our original group of kids became fast friends over the years, not just for the camp day activities, but also for kickball games, sleepovers, and basketball games that went on after hours. Last year was the first year for a whole new group of kids, and they'll make their own traditions, but already they began to make really close friends with the kids out at Upper Sioux. As a camp counselor myself, it's also been wonderful to watch the kids from Upper Sioux grow up to become young leaders in their own community. Today's reading from the Beatitudes carries particular resonance, I think, for our years at Peshuta ZZ Camp, especially Jesus' call to be, quote, pure in heart. Each year I've gone to Upper Sioux, I've tried my best to have no agenda beyond fellowship with the kids and families there, and each time I've been blessed to see God in everyone I've met.
Hi, my name's Sarah Ryman. Many of you might know my parents, Bonnie and Eldon Schneider. And if you know my parents, then you would know that I was raised with the call to do service. So ever since I was young, that's what I did. And being raised in Brown Memorial, I had many opportunities to do that. When I was younger, I went to Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, and that was my first experience with the Lakota people. And of course, I fell in love with them. And it was always my dream that when I was older and had children of my own, that I would bring them to meet the Lakota and to experience that for themselves. So I did have 2 boys. They are 14 and 9, and they're sitting over here. So when Christy asked me if I would like to go this past summer, I jumped at the opportunity to bring my children. I wanted to introduce my children to service, to God, because I believe God didn't just put us here to just for ourselves, that the Bible says everyone is called to serve God by serving others. And I think that our children today need a lot of guidance in serving others, and to be reminded that that's what their purpose is. One of their purposes in life is to think of others and to serve others so that they can serve God. And so I wanted my children to see that and experience that. And so I was a little nervous about what their experience would be, but they blended in really quickly and made friends very quickly and did a great job. And I was so proud of them for the work they did and the relationships that they made and the time that they spent there. The Lakota people believe that the act of giving and not looking for anything in return makes you a better person, and it feels good, like being in harmony with the earth. And I really felt that our time out there, we felt a kind of harmony with ourselves, with the earth, with God, and with the people that we were there with. We don't do service to earn approval or to impress anyone. You give and you don't look for anything in return. The motive is love and to build community, and I definitely think that we all did that this summer. The Lakota people have a saying, what you give away, you keep, and what you keep, you lose. And just like Bill said, I related it to the readings today with blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tal McPherson, and I would like to talk about the Pajuda Camp. Last year was my first year, and I didn't really know what to expect, but I was looking forward to it, and so I was really excited about it. They have math, physics, or phys ed, they have science and Dakota art, as Bill mentioned before, and I think it's a really amazing camp for kids and everyone out there. And so last year I was a camper and I was also a counselor. I wasn't really a camper, but I was with kids my age. And so I had to get used to that. And so I was a role model for kids at the camp, but when I was with the people at Brown Memorial, I was also spending time with them. So I was shifting towards being a role model. And I really enjoyed it there. There were a lot of events there, such as kickball. That was a lot of fun. Then there was a lot of things there, and it's a great opportunity, and I would recommend to go there. As I said, I really enjoyed it, and you know, it's just a great opportunity. Thank you.
Brown Memorial has had a sister relationship with a Catholic parish in an impoverished urban neighborhood in San Salvador since 1985, when El Salvador was still engaged in a civil war. This community, La Chacra, and its parish, Maria Madre de los Pobres, were established to provide a dwelling place for Salvadoran refugees fleeing conflict zones in the interior. We sent our first delegation at that time, Susan Sodek, Phyllis McIntosh, and the intrepid Bonnie Schneider. She's not here today, right? For over 35 years, we have visited this beloved community, initially just adults, but later we organized youth delegations. Our congregation has also participated in the Godparent program since its inception in 1996. For only $300 a year per child, we enable the children of La Chacra to have a quality education at the parish school, get new shoes and books and medical care. Additionally, their parents receive parenting advice from the staff at the parish. So please raise your hand if you're a godparent or if you've been on a delegation to El Salvador. I became involved in the program in 2010 when we made the decision to invite our young people to participate in delegations. Observing them embrace the community and culture was a thing to behold. No cultural props, no cell phones, no fast food, no hot water, no air conditioning. Each young person engaged with the community wholeheartedly. playing soccer with the kids, visiting godchildren, listening to tragic stories of pain, suffering, and loss, and hearing the story of martyr and saint Monsignor Oscar Romero. We experienced our own losses with the death of David Urias from gang violence and Josue Andrade and his dad from a tragic drowning accident at the beach. Our young people wrote poems and letters, gave money, and because of the dramatic impact of the visits on them, wrote of the experience in their college admission essays. Mary Obrecht, mother of Charles Obrecht, sent the following note upon our return. Wells and I are immensely grateful that you led the delegation to El Salvador with Susan Sodek. It was such a transformative experience for Charlie. He came home full of passion for the country's history, culture, suffering, and beauty. Because of the spare living conditions at the parish, our youth delegations developed a motto, no whining. Here's why. My work is with the Pueblo in San Isidro to bring justice and to end gold mining, said by martyr Marcelo Rivera. My daughter was killed, 5 bullets to the head at her kiosk for failure to pay an extortion of $60. A young man was shot and killed on our street 1 week ago. My mother is a garbage collector. She isn't home right now, says 8-year-old Rebecca, a godchild who is alone in a shack with her small brother. Her picture is on the board over there. The roots of our relationship with Madre go deep. We are known and loved. We know our brothers and sisters there, and we love them back. Our willingness to accompany them in their homes and community means more than you can imagine. Now that the pandemic is behind us, it's time to visit again. Please consider becoming a godparent or joining a delegation next summer.
Good morning. I'm here today to talk to you about the Cuba Partnership. We currently have an active partnership with a lovely Presbyterian church in Camawani, Cuba. This partnership was formally signed in 2019, and with that comes a number of responsibilities that we have agreed to. In my opinion, the most important of these is the commitment to visit our partner church. I could tell you that the reason to go to Cuba is because we've made this commitment and go into details about the other terms of the formal partnership, but I'm not going to do that. So don't worry. Instead, I'm going to share with you the impact of my experience of this partnership and invite you to come with us on our next trip, which will be the second week of January in 2024, just 3 months from now. The first time I went to Cuba was less than 1 year ago, November of 2022. I was only there for 4 days, but I felt so moved by the experience that I was inspired to become more active with Brown's Cuba Partnership team, and also with the Presbytery of Baltimore's Cuba Partnership. The cultural exchanges, worship sharing, and most meaningfully, the conversations, had left me with a deep feeling of connection and community, one that I wanted to continue and help to grow. This past week, Deb Bayer and I went to Cuba as part of a group that included representatives from presbyteries across the country. I returned with an even greater commitment to our brothers and sisters in Christ that live in this oppressed but beautiful country. So with that said, I invite you to come with us to Cuba this January. In doing so, you're not committing to anything else. It's not a commitment to the Cuba team or to future trips or to donating funds, although I'm not going to turn down any offers. If you're interested in signing up or learning more, I'll be available after today's service to answer questions, and you can also find my email in the CCB directory. We'll also have a blurb in This Week at Brown for the next few weeks, and there's a sign-up sheet in the lobby. I encourage you to think of this as an opportunity to explore a path, to discover what could potentially be a deeply important relationship in your life, and we'll see what happens afterwards. Thank you.